Hi there, this is Delene with McDonald's Sewing and Vacuum, and I thought I'd give you a few tips today on how to decide whether to bring your machine in for service. Um, One thing you want to consider is how much you've been using it, and if you've been using a lot of cotton thread or cotton fabrics or other kinds of fabrics that shed a lot, it's probably good to bring your machine in once a year for a good cleaning. And then we also go through it and make sure the settings are all where they're supposed to be and that kind of thing. So it's good to do that once a year. Now, if you haven't used your machine much at all for several years, and we're seeing a lot of that right now, it's a good idea to bring it in because it's actually harder on them to sit and not be used. The oil gets gummed up and things get dirty and dusty, and so it's good to bring it in for a service for that. Now, beyond that, one of the main reasons that people bring their machines in is because it's got thread looping underneath the fabric or in the bobbin, and 99 times out of 100 usually, that's because the machine is not threaded correctly up top. So if it's looping underneath or getting caught underneath, the problem is with your top thread. So it's really important to go back and rethread your machine. And the most important thing to think about or to make sure you're doing when you're threading your machine is you want to make sure the foot is up when you start threading it. The reason is that most modern machines have two tension discs in them. And those discs, when the foot is down, those discs clamp together because that's what's going to provide the tension to feed the thread through to the needle. When you have those discs closed, you're much less likely to get the thread in between them, which is where it needs to go in order for the machine to operate correctly. So when you start threading your machine, make sure that the foot is up. Those tension discs will be open, and then you can run that thread right down through them. We even recommend doing, I call it flossing, like flossing your teeth. Just kind of gently floss your thread through there to make sure it's in the discs. And then when you get down to closer to the needle, after you've gone through the tension discs and through the take-up lever and you're getting down to the bottom, it's okay to put the foot down then, because what will happen is you'll have your thread in there, those tension discs will close, and that's going to hold on to your thread, so it's a little easier to thread the needle once you've done that. Okay, so that's the looping underneath. When you have trouble with tension on the top, that's going to be because of your bobbin thread. And we get a lot of people think that bobbins are interchangeable. They're not. You need to know, not even among brands. So different machines within the same brand even will have different bobbin sizes and types. So you need to make sure that you're using the correct bobbin for your machine. And if you don't know for sure what that is, we'd be happy to help you figure that out, find out and help you get the right bobbins. Then the other thing you really need to do is check your bobbin thread. When you're putting your bobbin in the machine, if you've got a drop-in bobbin dropping in from the top, one of the things you want to do, I teach my new owners to put your finger on top of the bobbin and then make sure that your thread clicks into, that you can feel it, either feel it or hear it click into the tension on the bobbin case. Because if your thread's just in there loose, it's not going to get picked up right, and it's going to make loose stitches, and the machine just won't operate very well. So that's very important too. I'm going to record a little bit of a video here in a minute on how that looks. So hang on, and I'll add that. Okay, I'm at a machine. The one we're looking at right now is an Opal, a Husqvarna Viking Opal. It's a wonderful little machine. And I'm going to show you how to put the bobbin in. So we'll take the cover off of the bobbin case. For a drop-in bobbin, you just drop the bobbin in. And then this is the important part. What I like to teach my customers is if you put your finger on top of the bobbin to hold it in place, and then get your thread through whatever threading mechanism yours has. There's usually a little metal gap or something like that. And then, I don't know if you could hear that little click, but I pull the thread into the tension mechanism in the bobbin case until I hear a click or until I feel some resistance. Sometimes you can hear it click in. And then it's ready to start sewing. Put the cover back on, and there we go. Okay, so some other things to make sure that you've done before you bring your machine in for service. If you haven't changed your needle in 10 years or 6 months or 3 days, it's probably a good idea to try changing your needle. Our manufacturers recommend that you change your needle every 8 hours of sewing or every new project. And sometimes I'll do that. Sometimes I'll forget how long it's been. So if my thread starts shredding or breaking, or if I start having some other problems that haven't been solved by rethreading or checking my bobbin case and making sure that my bobbin's in there correctly, then I will change my needle before I do anything else. And remember that we have specialty needles available for special jobs. So it's a good idea to match the needle with the type of work you're doing for best results. So, and needles are one of the least expensive things that goes into this. So don't hesitate to put a new needle in. Your sewing will improve, and if you're having trouble if you hear the needle popping going in and out of the fabric, definitely you need a new needle. They're like any blade, they dull, and you can have a lot of trouble just with not having a new needle. You want to make sure that you've got your needle in correctly too. There is, for most domestic machines, most current domestic machines, their needles have a flat back or a flat part to them, and you need to make sure that flat part is going into the machine where it needs to go. On our Singers, Vikings, and Pfaffs, the flat side of the needle goes to the back. It goes up against the shaft. Other than that, other reasons that you might be having trouble with your machine, sometimes people say they're having trouble with the fabric not moving through, and they forgot that they've lowered the feed dogs. So check your feed dogs if you're having that kind of a problem. And then another one is we recommend that you not use dual duty thread that's marked dual duty, or thread like that. There are a couple brands, but I don't want to mention them specifically here. That thread's really fuzzy and breaks easily, and these days really is only good for hand sewing. So just get a good brand of thread. You can get good thread from us, from any quilt shop. There are a lot of good brands, and if you're not sure what to get, just give us a call. We'd be happy to help you. And then I think if anything else is going wrong, it's probably a good idea to bring your machine in. Okay, thank you. Bye-bye.